there. Today it is October 21st, Sunday, and I want to do a week of horror as we're moving on upwards towards Halloween. And so what I mean by that is I want to spend a whole week of just reading horror novels, watching scary movies, playing scary games, trying to immerse myself in as much spookiness as possible as it gets closer to the best holiday of the entire year, Halloween. To kick it all off though, I'm starting this vlog today because my mom is actually visiting me, and my mom and I and her friend who owns an RV, we're planning to go to this foresty area about an hour away from me. So I'm really excited. I haven't seen my mom in a while, so this will be a really cool chance to just hang out. I'm all packed and ready to go, but the last thing I need to bring with me is choosing my first book for this week of horror. Here is the stack of potential books that I could bring with me and also that I kind of want to read at some point soon. But a lot of these are spooky. A lot of these I think would fit well within this week. So I'm leaning towards these two. Let's see, maybe this one just because I've already started it. Yeah.
Ouija Origin of Evil. Ouija 是一个
Oh, hot. It's been a couple days since I last updated you on how this week has been going. I apologize for that. So the first couple days after I started filming, I was able to finish the Decagon House Murders. I finished this one pretty quickly in like about 2 days, I think, and during that time I was also, as I had mentioned earlier and as you've seen from the clips, I was hanging out with my mom on her friend's RV and we went hiking and RV camping. It was really fun. We got to hike in the rain, which I don't think I've actually ever done that before. And the rain was coming down pretty hard too. I think you can tell in some of the videos I shot. So I was wearing this like janky poncho while walking through the rain, through the forest, and it was honestly such a wonderful, lovely experience. My mom and I are both people who I think are very capable of making any experience into one that's fun. You'll also be able to see more of her in my Taiwan video if you want to go back and look at that one. I also ended up watching a horror movie. It was Ouija, directed by Mike Flanagan, who's actually one of my favorite TV show directors. He's also the director of The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, so that whole series on Netflix, which I love, and you can definitely see Mike Flanagan's flair in Ouija, but I just thought the storyline itself was really predictable and ultimately kind of fell flat. But I do really want to talk about the Decagon House Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji. It is a murder mystery novel that follows a locked room premise, which is to say people are in a situation where they're cut off from all communication and have to somehow get off of the island. So very similar to And Then There Were None. The influences from Western mystery novels is really clear. All the characters have nicknames that are based off of Western mystery writers. So, for example, one character is called Agatha after Agatha Christie. Another is called Conan after Arthur Conan Doyle. In Japan, the murder mystery thriller genre is called honkaku, I think. Yeah, and shin honkaku. And a lot of them are set up in a way that it's almost like a game and an invitation to the readers to try to solve the murder mystery. You should be able to solve the murders plural through the novel itself. And so they actually also include diagrams. Let me see if I can show you one that's not a spoiler. Like, for example, here is a map of the island that is talked about. And then there's another diagram in here of the layout of where everyone is staying. So all of their rooms are here. Honestly, the way I usually approach mystery novels is kind of just all vibes, no thoughts. And so I really want to read, because this is a series actually, I really want to read the next book in this series, and I also just want to read more honkaku novels in general. And the next time I do it, I'm going to actually put a concerted effort into trying to solve the mystery as I'm reading it. So look out for that in the future. Maybe I'll make a video about it. So the next book I want to read is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This is one that's been on my radar for quite a while now. I've heard good things in general about this author. I don't actually really know what this book is about at all, and I kind of want to go into it blind, so I'm not even reading the back of the book. Besides that, the reason I haven't been really filming too much the past couple days is because I've been so swamped with schoolwork. So along with this next horror book, I'm also reading a book called Disappearing Rooms by Michelle Castañeda. I'm about halfway through. So it's for my Latinx abolitionist feminism class. Disappearing Rooms by Michelle Castañeda is about the various locations that people who are undocumented migrants or immigrants find themselves in, and the way that the physical locations and the physical spaces that these people find themselves in enacts a sort of power on them. And these physical locations are set up in such a way that they are an extension of the state's power. So for example, she talks about in chapter 1 these rooms called removal rooms, which are exactly how they sound. It's the literal physical room where undocumented migrants go in order to where they're determined whether or not they can stay or if they have to be deported. And the whole layout of the room and the way it works is it functions in a way to isolate the individual and to physically remove them and psychologically remove them, so to speak. That's where I'm at so far. My plan for today is actually to finish this book, Disappearing Rooms, and write up my book review for it. And then, which I've already started, so hopefully I'm not too screwed with that assignment. And then I don't think I'll have time to, but I would like to get started on The Only Good Indians tomorrow. I'll check in with you a little later. So I realized I didn't actually do a really good job of talking about Decagon House Murders and my actual opinions on the book, other than just the summary, but I loved it. Did I mention that? I hope I mentioned that. Yeah, it was fantastic. It's everything you'd want in a murder mystery where you kind of expect or suspect every single character at one point or another, and the big reveal is so satisfying and unexpected. I suspected the person very early on. The first person I think that I suspected was them. But then I really quickly kind of glossed over it and just kept going and didn't think much of it, because then all of a sudden everyone else seemed really suspicious. So I don't know, but it was so fun. I like blasted through this entire book so quickly, and I kept thinking about it when I wasn't reading it and just really wanted to get back to it. So I really want to read more murder mysteries now. I just finished watching Five Nights at Freddy's with my friends. One of my friends is super obsessed with the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, and she watches like all the videos and all the YouTube videos about it, and so she's like deep into it. Very endearing and very funny. I came with her to support her while watching the movie, and I was kind of surprised by how many people were in the movie theater. I didn't realize the whole franchise had such a big following, because I remember when it first came out in like 2014, 2015. I don't remember exactly when, but sometime when I was in high school, and I had played the first game, but I've never like kept up with the franchise, so I didn't even realize how big it had gotten and how many games are out for it now. The plan for the rest of the night is probably just to keep reading The Only Good Indians, which I've already started and am really enjoying so far. The writing style is definitely really distinct. There's a very specific way that Stephen Graham Jones writes, and yeah, that's all. Okay, I'll catch you later.